to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh my gosh, you guys do so many things. Okay, we'll start with you since you're close to me, and then we'll go to you.
Yes.
Tell us about all the things that you do. You had some national stardom on TV.
Well, I've been on a few reality TV shows, but my name is Adamme, and I am a self-proclaimed beauty warrior. And my brand started with me just wanting to be in the entertainment and beauty industry. Yeah, so I went on from Fresno. I went to New York. And then I happened to do some work in LA, and then Vegas is where it really happened for me, which is why I'm here to talk about the Bling Bling Cabaret with my girl Krista.
So you grew up here?
I'm born and raised in Fresno, California.
But
yes.
then you moved everywhere and did all these cool things.
Yes. I went to Roosevelt High School of Performing Arts, and then from the Performing Arts School.
People have come out of there, so
yes,
I
really
props
great.
to that.
Yeah. The Performing Arts program really shaped my life. It really is. I'm still doing theater. I mean, that's what it's all about for me.
That's really cool.
Even hair and makeup. It's about whether it's on stage or backstage. That's where it all comes from.
Well, I would love for you to do my hair and makeup one day. That'd be great.
Yeah, my hair and makeup looks good, but yeah, we could whip her together. Krista can too. Krista's an award-winning hairstylist and braider, and she does all the dreadlocks, and she actually has some classes that are going to be coming up, which is pretty exciting.
I love that because not a lot of people do braids out here, and I'm always looking for that.
Yes, it's actually a really up-and-coming style.
So I actually do locks, not braids.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
But I do know someone that does do braids if you ever need someone that does a really good job.
But the locks are... She's killing the game in the locks. We actually have a class coming up in December, which is going to be really exciting.
For everybody?
Everybody is welcome. Really geared towards maybe the up-and-coming professional?
Yes, or even like salon professionals that have been in the salon for many years. So, because I travel from here to the East Coast.
The monitor.
I travel from here to the East Coast, and I do classes for it. And so I teach how to do them on all textures of hair. And one thing I've come across is like stylists that have actually been doing locks for over 20 years. They'll tell me, they're like, I had no idea how to do it on this texture, you know, so thank you. And I realized it was something that I could take to people.
Oh my gosh, Fresno needs that. Thank you for coming here and sharing your tools. I love that.
Yes.
And then you dance. So
yes, dancing. The big boy who can get land on his feet, okay? Don't get it twisted. Which I love. People are like, that big boy can move. I can dance circles around the twiglets. Let me tell you that right now. No. So dance is, like I said, Roosevelt High School of Performing Arts. I was introduced to theater.
So
it was the performing arts. It was singing. It was the dancing. It was the hair, the costume, the makeup that bit me. I got bit by the bug. And so thereafter, I didn't have a talent agent or a manager. I went into auditioning for a lot of these reality TV shows that are out there, from American Idol.
That was a time, right?
Yeah, American Idol, So You Think You Can Dance. Where it happened for me was on a TV show called Dance Your Ass Off. And Dance Your Ass Off was on an auction cable network. I got to work with Mel B from the Spice Girls. She was the host.
She's fun.
She's so cool. She was so awesome and so loving. And that was actually the first gig that she got as a host, which is really cool because she then went on to do America's Got Talent. But long story short, I did that TV show, lost a bunch of weight, a bunch of weight in a short amount of time.
But you didn't lose your ass.
I did, right? Exactly. You can't lose your ass completely. That's right. But we danced, and we got to have, that was my first kind of international moment, and it was a really, really fun ride to be able to say, wow, he danced his ass off. And so from there, I went on to audition for other TV shows, and I said, no more. I'm not going to do this reality TV thing anymore. I'm done. I always get, just before winning, I just took second place. I was like, dude, I want to win first place. Well, there was a TV show that had sought me out called Global Beauty Masters, and so they chose the best of the best beauty artists from all over the world, and they flew us to Las Vegas and put us on a reality TV show, and I got to work with the owner of Paul Mitchell Systems, which we'll plug Krista in again there, and Vidal Sassoon, the daughter and the heiress to the Vidal Sassoon, corporation. Well, in that TV show, I said, you know what? I'm going to say, if I'm a beauty warrior, and I always say, don't give up, keep on going. You get knocked down, get back up. I said, okay, I got to do this one more TV show. And I won. I won Global Beauty Master of 2014. Yeah, and so that's where I got my big trophy. And that one kind of set me up and kind of had a kind of a roller coaster ride into the beauty market. And I traveled all over the country as a guest professional, master in makeup artistry. And so that was really, really a cool ride.
I wish I would have seen that. What network was that on?
That was on TLC and Discovery Network.
Right on, because it sounds like it reminds me of the Heidi Klum show, but like for makeup and that's really badass.
And I've been on a whole bunch of other shows that I don't really care to talk about, but I've been a host like you, and I've actually played your role quite a bit, where I'm asking the questions. I've been a beauty correspondent on the red carpet at the Kodak Theater, which is now known as the Dolby Theater. But my passion is really about being in theater, and how do we pull all of these artistic abilities and put it into one thing where we can share it? It's not just about me. I want to share it with others.
Right.
So I came back to Fresno, and after I'd had my ride in the entertainment industry, I went to Paul Mitchell, the Beauty Academy, and did a guest speaking. I think it was right after I won the trophy, maybe, or something around there.
Yeah, it was right after.
And Krista was one of the students in the audience. And I said, hey, listen, I'm back in Fresno. I'm looking to build a makeup and hair team for theater. I think it was our first project.
Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. I was doing hair and makeup leadership for the Wizard of Oz. Again, see, if I'm not on stage performing as the artist, I'm backstage getting the artist ready. And so I wanted to share that experience with Paul Mitchell, future professionals. Krista has been my writer, Diane. How long has it been? It's been like 10 years almost, right?
Almost 12.
Almost 12 years. Okay, slap my hand. I'm sorry. Almost 12 years.
And you guys have stayed here. You guys travel.
We've traveled. Well, we're born. I'm born and raised here in Fresno, but most of our work and collaborations have been here in town. But where have you gone with me?
Vegas and LA. Yeah, Vegas and LA.
We got to work. Cosmopolitan, the magazine, came out with their own hair extension line.
Yeah.
And we got to kind of lead and do hair and makeup on that. Or was it?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, because it was the first. Like, they were barely launching it, so it was our big launch, and we were there doing you were actually emceeing for that.
I was the MC for that one, yeah.
And so he was getting everyone, hyped up.
I'm the hype man. I'm the ringmaster.
Yeah.
Can't you tell? I'm the ringmaster. Yeah, that's kind of the role.
Yeah, and he was over there on the microphone, and then I was backstage doing the extensions and makeup, and it was a lot of fun.
And that's her role today. And I'm so happy that you're with me, Krista, because after all these years, it's great to share with our local audience that when working on these passion projects, not always are you getting a cash pay. A lot of times we're coming to do interviews, and we're doing this for the love of the art.
We're creatives, man.
We're creatives, man. Right? Exactly.
But it's fun, right?
But I love that we have those moments where it's like, wow, we got to travel. We got to go to Vegas. You got to work with a major brand like Cosmopolitan. And now, after COVID, we saw how the world completely shut down, and really, how do you come back together? It's always been art that really helps lift communities up, even during depressions, even with all the division that's going on right now. How do we silence some of that crazy noise and go, let's just have some fun, and let's be creative, and let's celebrate one another? And so I ran back into Krista, we reunited, and I was like, are you ready, girl? Because we had to wait 2 years of not seeing each other with COVID. And she was I think. And I was like, get ready. I think I have another thing called, and I want us to bling bling. And that's where the whole thing from bling bling came. What does bling bling mean to us? It means sparkle. This is such a this is awesome.
I know, it's perfect. Literally.
In your spirit, in your friend group, in your life, and whatever you're doing to create, Diana has been an instrumental, extremely amazing person.
From Diana's Dance Studio, who we've introduced.
We love Diana. Shout out to you, Diana, wherever the camera is.
You're amazing. I know.
She is our #1 sponsor, and she allows us to create in her space. She owns the longest running ballroom in town, and so she has the most beautiful workspaces for us to do our show. And so I teach there also part-time as one of the ballroom instructors. And so as you can tell, I wear many hats.
You really do.
Yes, I wear many hats, but it's all about the passion to sparkle, to bling bling, to bring up and elevate not just myself, but other future professionals. Now Krista holds the title of head of department. And so what has it been like as the head of department? Like, what are you doing? What are you managing?
So I manage all the hair, makeup, and wardrobe, and we have a team, Paul Mitchell, Future Professionals.
Shout out to Paul Mitchell.
Yes, shout out to Paul Mitchell. That's where I graduated from as well.
So cool.
And so it's really nice because he has brought something to the community where we're also able to connect with, Paul Mitchell, the School of Fresno, and help future professionals just like myself when I was. be able to, because when he took me on, I was still in school and I was traveling with him. And it was like, it gave me experience to then be able to know how to work backstage, to know how to, do things on camera.
You just
and
drew right into that.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it was amazing because it prepared me for everything I'm now doing, and I just love the fact that he's still offering that opportunity to the students, so that way, and then I'm able to sit there and help teach them. And I have a great lead, Gabby, and she, helps do makeup classes, and we just really come together. And I really love that he brought this to Fresno because it gives so many different people and different artists and creatives an opportunity to be able to shine.
And I have to toot her horn. She now is her own award-winning artist. You won a competition recently for hair locks, right?
Yes. So, last year I took first place. This year I took third, and in them I created
gold and bronze are still winning, darling.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was for a fantasy competition. And so what I did is I make these big, large headdresses all out of dreadlocks. And
oh my gosh!
Isn't that awesome?
This is the coolest thing ever. I love it.
Awesome? And so I am so blessed and lucky to find even you. Oh, you sexy girl. You belong at the Bling Bling Cabaret, too. We're going to put you on. We're going to put you in the show.
Oh, boy. I would love to come to the Bling Bling Cabaret. So what is the Bling Bling Cabaret? Let's get to where...
Okay, so the Bling Bling Cabaret is a touch of Vegas, but right here in Fresno. One of the moments I talked about in showbiz is that I had a chance to be in is, it happened for me in Vegas. I auditioned in New York. It didn't quite happen there. I auditioned in Hollywood, was on a few TV shows. But for me, being a headliner in Las Vegas for 6 years with a group from Havana, Cuba.
You're Ricky Ricardo now?
I was Ricky Ricardo! Hey, Lucy! Exactly, literally. No, but I got to live that life for 6 years of my life. And when I was done, I think I went back to LA. I did a couple more reality TV shows, and I had what they call burnout. And so I was like, okay, I've been doing this for about 15 years. I think I'm going to go back home and live the simple life. And I came back to Fresno, got my license, opened up a hair salon, which, again, is my passion. I love the beauty arts. Cutting hair and doing makeup and making women and men feel their best is part of my magic. But COVID happened, and I thought I had a friend invite me to be the lead in a cabaret in Dubai. He's actually the creative director of a company in Italy. We know each other from Vegas show business. He was like, "What are you doing in Fresno?" I was like,
"Yeah, that's everyone's response."
Well,
I'm used to it. We're used to it.
I know. I'm like, I'm living my best life I can, And he's like, "Why don't you come to Italy? We'll put you in a show. We'll put you at the forefront again. You'll get the coolest costumes."
Italy, you did that?
And I said no.
Why?
Because I was like, I had done that for 15 years, the running around, right?
No, but Italy.
I know, and they have all these parties they do in Dubai and the south of France and all.
Okay, I kind of want to kick your butt for that one.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I said, and I am a person of faith, and I just said, you know what, God, don't want to move right now. Mom's getting older. I want to be in this chapter in this season of life.
You came back for a reason.
Yeah, there was a reason. And so I said, if there's an opportunity, maybe the performing arts bug is calling my name maybe just one more time.
You're right.
Just
Not
one more time.
I don't think so.
It's like Cher. They say it's her final concert, and it's like again and again and again.
That's the thing with us creatives. We end up just dying a creative.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't stop. There's just no way.
So I created the first one in 2023. I called it a birthday party. Of course, everyone thought it was just a birthday party, but I was piloting and testing. Can I put this Cirque du Soleil kind of circus show together that I know how to do, since I'd done it in Vegas? And it worked year one. They were like, when are you going to do the next one? So then year two, we did 2024. That's when we rejoined, and we got even bigger. And so we were at Splash last year, and now this year, we have the Bling Bling Cabaret at Marlowe's.
I am so happy to finally be. I don't know what I was doing the 2 years prior. My friends aren't fun. I need new friends to tell me what's happening.
Well, that's why we're here. We want to get the word out, and we hear you are quite the go-to person for local what's happening.
I will get the word out, because this is the coolest thing I've heard about in a long time happening. My brain was already spiraling the whole time you guys were talking about, oh, this person loved this person loved this. So what exactly happens in this cabaret?
So in the cabaret, it is a singing, dancing, performing arts show night. It's a little naughty, it's a little nice. I say, don't be afraid of a little skin. I call it a touch of Vegas, but right here in Fresno. What does that mean? It means there might be circus acts. There could be some striptease moments that are happening.
Like burlesque.
Burlesque, exactly. If
it.
you've ever seen the movie Burlesque with Cher and Christina Aguilera, okay, a touch of that. And it's for everyone under the sun, whether you're straight, gay, if you're black, white, if you're rich, poor. There's only one rule, huh, Krista? What's the rule?
That you have to have good vibes, good energy, and be ready to have fun all night.
Thank you.
I
Good
don't think
vibes
you
and
should be in a
positive.
bad mood with that going on with a party like that.
And everyone from ages early 20s and to all the way up to their 70s are the cast members in our show. So we have something, a little something for everybody. I want it to be a place for everyone to feel like they fit in. It's an inclusion, whether you're a fuller figured person or a smaller person or a blonde, or everyone should feel welcome. That's kind of my goal. That's my vibe, man. I want everyone to feel like they're part of the party, baby, at the Bling Bling Cabaret.
And he does
Like
such a good,
this.
like he does such a good job with that too. Like, the whole cast and crew that we have is just absolutely amazing. Like, he's put together such an amazing
How do you guys
cast
find
and
these
crew.
people? What was the auditioning process like?
Well, I'm telling you, it starts with some key players, and then I'm really excited and happy to build kind of a liaison relationship with Paul Mitchell, the school, as you've heard us talking about. We're plugging them, but this summer, I also did a dance class for National Dance Expo Day at Fresno City College.
Oh, how fun.
And so I was able to meet like 100 dancers there, and they were like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, we have a cabaret, come audition for us.
Oh my God.
So
I
I'm
bet
building
they will.
relationships with Fresno City College Dance Program, Paul Mitchell, the School of Fresno Beauty Program. We're looking to continue building relationships with other theater, like at Fresno State, there's a theater program. I haven't yet made it there, but shout out to Fresno State if you have a theater program. We're looking for stagehands. I mean, there was a guy here who just mic'd us up, right? So you have your stagehand and someone who mics people up, and you know about the cables and the cameras, and that's a whole industry that people would love to try to, to learn and get into. And so, and then the talent, thank God I have some really good friends who are talented, but it's now starting to build momentum, and we're starting to get the word out there even more.
I absolutely love it.
Like you're going to be the next star in our show.
I'll definitely be there. So it's Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend, which is great because after Black Friday, it's after when you guys. I won't paraphrase, but when you're tired of your families,
Exactly.
or bring your families.
Bring
Get
your
them
families,
liquored
or
up
you're
and bring
tired of
them.
them. Come November 29th at Marlowe's, right on the corner of Belmont and Palm. We even have a big banner up on the wall.
Yes.
It's kind of like
How many people can fit in there?
there's a capacity of about 200 people.
That's not
so
bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's not too
So
crazy.
it's going to be an experience. So we'll
Yes.
Brenda be
And
like
we've
front,
changed the
center.
environment in there
Oh
by
my God,
putting
I'm
red
so
velvet
excited.
curtains all through the. So normally it's like a Mexican banda bar, which is cool. They have a huge following, but we're turning it in and giving it that touch of Vegas by. Well, Krista's amazing. She actually does that hat too. She put all the curtains up and did all the sewing for our curtains, which is amazing.
Oh
But
my
it's got
God.
red
Is
velvet
there
curtains
anything you
all over
guys
the place.
don't do? I swear.
It's all hands on deck.
It's all,
huh?
yeah,
it's all hands on
on
deck.
deck.
And then, can we eat there too? And there's drinks. So can we eat while the show's
You
going on? What's the
absolutely
deal?
can.
So when does it start? What time?
It starts about 8 o'clock,
So
and
they
then it'll
gotta
be
do
a full
little
night
dinner,
all the way
drinks,
through.
And boom, boom.
Yeah.
And the show's about a couple hours long,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's partying, DJing afterwards.
Yep.
Okay.
And anyone who gets a VIP ticket actually gets to come an hour early, and they will also be able to, so they'll get first chance to have red carpet pictures, and also
Meet the cast.
meet the cast and photos with the cast, and then they also get the seating right there in the front, so they can actually be really
It's so-
immersed in it.
Do you
Yeah,
get to bring your
it's-
own whips?
Exactly. Oh, and bring your dollar bills because it is a tipping show. And
Yeah.
so
Good. I'm so glad you
the
said
more,
that. Okay.
the more
Yeah.
dollar.
Look at
Give me a
that.
high five.
High five
The
on
more
dollar
little dollar bills that you put in an art, you never know. You might just get an extra lap dance. I mean,
No, that's great. I'm so glad you mentioned it. Like, a lot of people would go without just knowing. Now they know, so that's perfect. I love it. This is going to be a fun experience.
It's going to be
So-
really awesome. It's going to be super fun. And again, just building arts and culture in our community. Thank you for doing what you do. Diana speaks very highly of you. She was like, you've got to go do Sparkle's TV
Well, she's
show.
been very highly of you. This has been a long time in the making,
Oh,
but I'm
thank
so
you.
glad it's finally here. We're doing this. and
Yes.
I think the time's great, but doing it that Saturday of
Are
Thanksgiving.
we wrapping up soon here?
Yes.
I wanted to let you know. Thank you so much for having us. We have a gift for you, Sparkle. You are part of our VIP package, so you will be hopefully coming.
I will come. I promise. I'll be there. I promise. I'm gonna be there.
We want you to bling bling, girl, and you're gonna bring your bling bling outfit, and so you'll be coming hopefully to the VIP portion.
I'll bring it all sparkly.
Yeah. The cast is going to love you. We're going to put you on the red carpet, take pictures all around you. You're going to get first come, first serve seating right up at the front of the stage. And we also want to give you an additional 2 free tickets to give away to your audience. If anyone out there watching the show right now or is catching this episode, please, I don't know, what should we do? Have them... Sparkle's going to choose a random winner.
I will choose a random winner.
And you've got to put in the comments below this, because this is on Facebook.
Yeah, you got to make the most noise if you're watching on Facebook.
There you go.
If you're not, we're watching on the actual channel, just go to the Facebook.
Put the Bling Bling Cabaret. There you go.
Just go into it. Just go into it. That sounds
and
great.
you'll have 2 free tickets to give away to people.
And where is social media?
Social media, The Bling Bling Cabaret on Instagram and on Facebook. The Bling Bling Cabaret.
And they can buy their tickets?
They can buy their tickets by tapping the link in there, or they can go to the blingblingcabaret.square.site.
Yeah.
Oh, say it again?
.site.
Yeah.
What's your guys' personal Instas?
I am Krista Pixley .design, and
I am Adamme Artistry.
Okay, because you guys might want to go, they might want to reach out, and then all the other stuff.
Absolutely.
We'll
Yes.
come in for a day of beauty one day.
Yeah, glam day. Maybe we'll
Yes.
come back. It'd be cool to come back and do like a beauty segment with you if you're ever interested.
Oh, starting from square one? Oh my gosh. We'll have an hour show, but we'll do it.
You're so funny.
Thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank you
today.
for having
Thank you for
us.
having
Thank you
us.
guys.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell me about what you're doing. This is really cool because I don't know any travel agents, and you're doing this, but you have like...
Well, I think we're called travel advisors now. I think that's
not
the new
agents?
updated.
The proper term really is a travel advisor?
Yeah, well, with
What's
the agency
difference?
I'm with, we're travel advisors. I don't know what the difference is.
Because you do everything. I mean, it is like you...
Yeah, we can book travel to anywhere. It's a new company, a couple of years old. It's called Fora, and it's an online company. So previously, you would have had to have an affiliation with like a local agency, but now just about anybody can get signed on through this company, do the learning modules, and pay the money and learn how to book travel.
I think it's cool because I've always like a travel agent. You get one when you travel all the time. It's like a luxury of the rich, but really it's for everybody.
It's for everybody because we have access to special perks that the general public isn't going to be, able to get access to, and it doesn't cost the consumer anything. As agents, we get compensated from the companies. Mm-hmm.
That's really cool because like nowadays people are like going into AI, like, well, they could plan my trip or I could find the cheapest on there. But like you said, they're not getting the perks that you're going to get for being an agent.
They're not getting the perks and they're not getting the personal touch. So when you have someone who actually loves to travel, like if I'm planning a trip for somebody, I may not know about where they're going, but I'm going to learn about it. I'm going to study the maps. I'm going to get personal references from others in the agency maybe that have been there. And I'm going to make sure that I curate it to exactly what you need.
And there's something else that makes you unique that not everybody has. This is neurodivergent. Explain that.
Big term, yeah. It encompasses a lot. So in the world of travel as a parent of a child with a neurodivergence. So that can be ADHD, that can be autism, that can be just sensory challenges, behavioral challenges. So in booking travel, in my experience, because I have a son with ADHD and I've had to learn from experience, there's a lot of things you can do as a parent who want, you want your kid to have the same life experiences as other kids.
Yeah.
But it looks different. It's going to look different. And so for me, I want to specialize in helping families that maybe otherwise wouldn't go outside of that comfort zone because they're afraid of what that might look like for them. You see them, like, you could be, let's say, Disneyland, and you see a child on the ground, meltdown. And I think for me, when I'm traveling and I see people struggling with a child, and I know what that feels like, because I've been there. And for me, with the travel, I feel like I can help you navigate those challenges a little better because I've lived it. I've done a lot of things the right way. I've learned a lot of hard lessons.
I imagine.
Yeah, like, having a child that struggles with certain things, like being overstimulated, you learn what mode of transportation is going to work, so maybe like an airplane is not an option for some kids because it's just too, what's the word I'm looking for?
You get overstimulated and have a lot of anxiety. Well, I have zero patience, and when everything doesn't go well, sometimes so I can only imagine what that would be like for, a child when everything just goes wrong, delay, and all of that. So I can understand how that could be crazy.
Yeah, so basically what I will do for families that have these struggles is it would start with like a really in-depth questionnaire about your child. What are their likes and their dislikes? What are the things that make them comfortable? What is home like and how can we emulate that setting? So for a lot of years, when my son was little, we would attempt to take trips and it would feel like a failure. And I finally kind of learned, like, for us during that time period, the best thing we could do would be like to return to the same place because it was familiar to him. So, every summer we would go to Santa Cruz and get the same house. And for the first couple days, it would be rough because he's out of his routine. He's, adapting to the new environment. And so I think traveling with children with a neurodivergence is the most important thing is to manage your expectations.
And I love that because I feel like a lot of people do not have you're really going above and beyond here. A lot of people don't have that kind of experience or would care. They're just trying to get you the best deal, the closest. They're not thinking about all of those things.
Right.
So I think that's really cool that you offer that.
Thank you. So an in-depth questionnaire, I think, and we were in Wyoming this summer and I saw a girl on a road trip with her family and many siblings, and she was screaming in this van, like, I can't do this anymore. And I just thought, that was when I really started thinking about it, was like, okay, there's a better way for this girl. She cannot be in this environment for prolonged, hours and hours with her siblings. I mean, that would make me feel that way
I was
too.
thinking, wouldn't that be how we would feel?
Right. So that's where you build into your itinerary, like, breaks and walks. I'm going to go out and take a walk on this, So like for us, like if we go to a big city, like that's a particular challenge. My son, he's always going to be 10 to 20 feet ahead of us in a big city. He is always exploring his environment. So we're going to make room for that. We're going to make space for that and keep him safe, right? And then it's knowing about limits too, like time limits and watching your child for cues, like when...
Oh, hold on, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I knew that.
What did you do?
Off. The screen just popped off for no reason.
Oh.
For some reason, the screen did its own thing. So if you can just, I'm going to switch the camera angle, and if you can just be like on that topic, just roll back up a moment.
Just roll back a moment.
Okay. don't really
5, 4, 3, 2.
And so, yeah, just, you know, making space for them to explore their environment. And so that's something you can build into an itinerary. You know?
And that's important about breaks. Like you said, Wyoming, when you're going to a place kind of desolate, and then you're thinking, okay, where's the next stop? Where's the next? So you kind of.
When are we going to eat? When are they going to like food? Is there going to be a place where they will be able to eat? Because a lot of kids. Yeah. So I will go that extra mile to make sure there is a place where your child will be comfortable. There is a place, and it's not going to be perfect. You know, we can't predict everything, but
keeping that in mind really helps.
Right, we can do our best to plan for it, and I feel like with the experiences I've had and the struggles we've had, and just learning through trial and error. But I think the biggest thing for me is that traveling changes your perspective on life. And so I grew up in Selma. I grew up in Selma, and I never left the state of California till I was 21.
Wow.
And then it was like this whole world opened up, right? And so I think it's really important for kids to have that opportunity, even if they face challenges and their parents think it's just going to be too much. There's a lot of personal growth that happens for kids when you're pushing them past those comfortable places that they're used to.
Right.
And I feel like every time we go somewhere, my kids, I mean all kids, but particularly my son, he grows as a person just by seeing what's out there and realizing like the world is bigger than this little space we live in, this little bubble, you know? I mean, Fresno is pretty small. All right.
No, it's very true. No, I remember my world view completely changed like the first time I traveled. So I totally understand that. And then the good part is you try to make sure that we can afford all these things, which is great.
Any budget, absolutely.
Because I've seen that you kind of explored, like you've been traveling a little bit more too. So you really know how to cut costs but have this great time.
That's like one of my hobbies, is trying to get the most bang for my buck.
Well, that's very helpful.
Yeah, like I want to have like, you know, the 5-star experience for the 3-star budget. Yeah, but some people don't care about that, so you know, just by all means, spend away.
But you're good at like saying, hey, well, if you want to do this is a little bit cheaper, but you can do this for that. You kind of like break it all down for us so that we kind of know what we can.
Absolutely, and I book travel for all people. You know, that's this is just something that is personal for me, that I feel like I would like to help people in that way. But absolutely, I book travel for anyone. I'm working on a trip to Ireland right now for a friend, and I'm learning all about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been there? I'm a redhead. This is crazy.
That's awesome.
That's my motherland. Like I'm going now. I'm absolutely going to do that because I didn't know that much about Ireland, but so it's like really rewarding for me because I'm studying everything about it, and now I know where I want to go next.
That's really cool. And so you help us from the travel to getting the car to getting the place that you stay. So what about tickets and stuff for like if we want to see like a show or something?
Oh yeah, so that's a service I offer, is really curating down to the details of I'm going to make your dinner reservations.
Okay.
I'm going to find, you know, the hot spot, the newest place, the 5-star, you know, the Michelin star restaurants, if that's what people want, or, you know, the hole in the wall that has like the best piece of pizza. Like, I'm going to find those things out, and I'm going to make you an itinerary, and then if you like that, then we book it.
So if you do make our dinner reservations and we change our mind, do we call you to cancel, or we cancel it ourselves? How's that work?
It could go either way, but yeah.
I want to hear a different. Well, we're in Ireland, and like you're 9 hours away. I didn't think that you're going to be like called. So it's like for the most part, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I would say if it's doable on your own, yes.
Then you'll say, hey, this is the spot. Please call.
Right, but I'm always available to help in any situation that arises, of course. Yes, but. Yeah, I think that's kind of the fun part, is really getting in depth and learning all the little ins and outs of a city or, you know, an area. So, yeah.
And then cruises. So it's everything, right? Even cruises and all of that. And then what about if someone just wants to go somewhere? Like, at what point they're just like, I just want to go to Ireland. I know nothing about it. Whatever. I'm allergic to this stuff. I don't really like this stuff. I like this stuff. Here, plan it. You could do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Freedom of, yeah, that's the best part when there's not a lot of parameters.
Like, hey, I just go wild.
Yeah, just budget and you know, some pointers about what people enjoy. You know, there's a lot of different aspects. Like, some people love nature, some people love history, culture, arts. Like, personally, I like the big city, but I'm more impressed by nature. So when I'm going to go somewhere, there's got to be an element of nature to it, or I'm not going to love it. I just went to New York City, and people asked me what I loved the most. Honestly, it's Central Park and the beautiful tree-lined streets. So blending that nature in, if it's somebody who wants to go to a big city, it's like you want to make sure they get elements of, you know, what's really important to them. So I think there's something for everyone. But, you know, everybody has their specific ideal trip. And I just want to help people understand what they want to do and make it happen for them.
What if someone wants to go at a certain time and then you looking into it like, well, if you wait 1 month, it'll be this much cheaper. Do you do stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm all about saving money, but some people really don't care. I'm finding. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then let's just do it, you know, spend the money. But yeah, I'm all about saving people money. That is. Because
you can notice little things like that where you're like, this is saved significantly in this time. So just think about that. And
yes, and that's important for people to know. I'm not benefiting from, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm all about doing what's best for the client. So.
And then what about like surprise trips like people have for their significant others? You know, you probably haven't come to that yet, but you could like give suggestions and stuff like that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And if I don't know, I'll find out.
That's really cool. So the new travel place that you said you're working with that's been around for 2 years, are there other people there that you like lean off and talk to about different things?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's thousands of advisors all over the world. So, yeah, you can get into cohorts where you really learn from each other and. So
it's like somewhere else and be like, hey.
Yeah. Even though it's an online community, like every major city has kind of meetings where we can all meet up and share information.
That's cool.
Yeah, work together. So, yeah, there's a lot to be learned from everybody in the industry. So. There's no, you know, you don't have to wing it. Like if you don't know, you ask and somebody's going to know. So it's really, there's a lot of support with it.
So what happens if someone's watching this now and they're like, oh darn, I already just booked this trip, whatever.
Cancel it and call me.
So you can figure out a way for them to get out. If they can get out of it, you'll be like, say, well, 'cause what if they have it? And then they're like, hey, just for fun, can we see if you can give us something better, like a cheaper deal, and then we can cancel it before going through all the work? So you can do something like that.
Yes, but I was just talking to someone today who spent 30 hours planning a trip for someone, and then in the end, they booked it through Costco. And so she was really, really
Did they get it cheaper at Costco? They didn't.
Yeah, like $500 cheaper. So I do think it's important for people to realize when you ask for help that, you know, we may not get compensated in the end if you decide to do that. And that's a lot of work, a lot of
I would think so. I mean, now you're like going through it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I could see how that could be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's no contract involved. It's optional. But yeah, if you ask somebody to take the time to sit down and really plan something, then that's kind of messed up to back out at the last minute. But it happens.
All right, so my biggest thing, probably because this is the biggest like complaint I hear about people traveling, is just when they get the Airbnb, that's just terrible. It looks nothing like their pictures. So when they do get in the situation where they're not happy with the spot that you booked, where do we go from there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, call me. Yeah.
And I do like having someone that's actually traveling to book, because then you have these personal experience to really know, instead of just being the person behind the computer. You're the person that's doing what you're helping with. So this is so awesome. Okay, where do we go with you? Where do we find you? How do we do this through you?
Oh, I guess the easiest would be probably my Instagram or my page on Fora. Fora, I would have to pull that up.
Okay, what's your Instagram? Don't worry, you won't get a bunch of crazies.
The Paradox Pathfinder.
The Paradox Pathfinder. That's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could just do that, and then what about Facebook? You're on Facebook.
Same.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Paradox Pathfinder, and you can just DM me, and we can talk about what you want to do, talk about where you want to go, budget, and yeah, I can curate something, and you can choose to go on an adventure or not. You can go through Costco.
And the holidays are coming up, so you want to book your holiday trip. Now's the time about those holidays, and then we have Valentine's Day in February. So we have a lot of different things coming up. People want to do trips.
Yeah, January, February is a great time to hit up, like Hawaii.
Right.
Really good rates. So, yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys, if you want to go. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I met you because I signed a petition. What exactly are we signing? And it's just for the city of Clovis, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What had happened is I have a group that we go to lunch every Wednesday, and basically we're conservative, religious people, and have people come to our, give us campaign speeches and so on, and just talk about things. And we heard that Gary Bredefield had talked the County Board of Supervisors into adding "In God We Trust" as a motto and to display it in their supervisors' chambers. So we thought, well, Clovis doesn't have that. So we thought, well, let's look into it. We found out Clovis had in the past attempted to do it, but they never have had it. So we said, well, let's get together and go to the board meeting at Clovis, or the council meeting, and ask them to do that. So we did, and they started the process to get it going. And actually tomorrow night there's going to be a town hall where they're going to invite people in and talk about it. So what you signed was us as just a local group with really no political pull other than Diane Pierce likes what we're doing, decided, well, we should get people to sign a petition, not a petition, but a show of support, so that when we go to this town hall, we can say, we've got a lot of people that would like to see this happen. So that's what we had you sign.
Who doesn't want to see it happen, though?
Well, you'd be surprised. There are some people.
Well, what have you been hearing? What's the word on the street?
Well, of course, the big argument is separation of church and state.
Right.
Okay. And that, the government shouldn't have any part of religion. But if you read, okay, let's go back. Most people, if you ask them, where does that come from? They don't know. It's not in the Constitution.
Right.
It's not in any founding documents. It's a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to a group of Baptists in Connecticut. And even if you read just his letter, you could still come away thinking that, well, yeah, he's kind of saying that the government should stay out of religion. But if you read the question that was asked in the letter that they wrote to him, in which his letter is the answer to, no, what he's saying is the wall of separation prevents the government from interfering in religion, not that religion can't direct the government. Almost all of our founders were very strong Christians. And since this happened, I've been looking up all kinds of stuff on the internet. 9 of the original 14 colonies, Virginia didn't join the 13 that signed the Declaration. So there were 14 colonies, and 9 of them actually had in their constitution some form of, you had to be a Christian in order to hold office.
Wow.
So it was just that, because those people came from Europe being Christians, and they didn't want to be under the thumb of the government church, the Church of England. So that's what their background was. There were Quakers and the Pilgrims. The word pilgrim came out of the Bible as somebody who's traveling away from where they are. And they all started basically Christian governments, but they understood that, well, I was a Quaker and they wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do, so you can be something else and, you know, still live here. We're not going to make you not live here. And they just required that you be a Christian. So there were all the Christian denominations that were basically, was almost all, that's what was here. You did have Jewish people showing up and Muslim people showing up, and not in big numbers, because that's what America was. It was all a big collection of basically Protestants that left Europe. As a matter of fact, some of them, you couldn't be a Catholic. It was a big deal when John Kennedy became president because he was the first Catholic. So even at that time, it was kind of, oh, gee, when did that happen? You know?
Wow.
So
oh my goodness.
all of these people were Christian. So the idea that Christian values weren't involved in the creation of our Constitution, the Declaration, you read them and you can see it. Now the Constitution, the only reference to God is at the end. It says, in the year of our Lord, right? Well, what does that mean, right? That Jesus.
Well, and the Star Spangled Banner still has, and the Pledge of Allegiance. So we have all these other things. Why are they attacking this one? Like, why is this coming under attack at this?
Well, now this is my opinion, right? I'm not speaking for anybody else. I think there are people in this country, it's been over 100 years, don't like the idea that we have individual freedom. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to tell us what to do. And our Constitution completely turned on its head the idea of what was going on in Europe, where the king told you what to do. You'll hear people talk about, well, the Indians didn't have any idea what it was like to own land. You know, land could be owned. Well, neither did Europeans, because they couldn't own anything. The king owned it all. You were just, you know, he was letting you live on his land as long as you did something that helped him. But you couldn't own any land. So people came to America they can own a piece of land. It can be theirs, right? So, well, the words in the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Do you have any idea why did they put that sentence in there?
Why did they put that in there?
Because in Europe, well, as a matter of fact, almost the whole world was run by kings. There was very, very little ground that wasn't run by a king.
Right.
Right? And so everything that happened went through the king. You did have rights from God, but God gave them to the king. There was a deal called the divine right of kings. Basically, in just kind of a goofy way to say it, all that meant was that if God didn't want you to be king, he wouldn't have let you. So if you were able to kill your brother or get an army big enough to take over from the other king, God must have wanted it, right? And then when you went to go into the ceremony that made you king, the crowning, it would be the highest ranking religious person put the crown on your head, so that to all the people watching this, God wants this man to be king, or woman in some cases. This is who you're going to listen to and do whatever he says, because God approves this, right? So, but everything came from the king. All your rights, he could change and do whatever he wanted.
Right.
So that's their truth. So we're saying we hold these truths, and then the things that came after it, this is what we believe are self-evident truths. We're going to change the whole thing and flip it. The next words were that all men are created equal. Well, that wasn't a racial thing. That was written because aristocrats and commoners, right? If you were born an aristocrat, you could do about anything you wanted. But if you were a commoner, if you even spit on an aristocrat, you could be severely punished.
Right.
Well, they're saying, no, we're doing away with that. This is our self-evident truth, not yours. We're changing it. This is ours. So then the next thing is that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Well, what's an endowment? It's something where somebody gives you money really for nothing, just because they want to give it to you, right? Schools get endowments from rich people. once you've got the money from them, you can do whatever you want with it. They lose control of what you do with the money. They may put some restrictions when they give it to you.
Right.
But once it's in your hands, those restrictions are the only thing. It's your money to do with whatever you want. So that you're given rights from God, and it's an endowment, right? So this is to go to just regular people. That didn't count in Europe. It was a whole new idea. And so that phrase is really, really important, that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're creating a whole new paradigm on how to live. And that just attracted people to come to America. And of course, it got out of the Christian world. People come from everywhere. The Buddhists want to come here because they don't have that kind of freedom where they're at. Hindus want to come here because they don't have that kind of freedom. And there's, you can pick any ethnic group that comes here and doesn't understand the culture and has trouble communicating, but they still want to stay here.
Right.
Right? And it's just because of the freedoms that they have here. And it's a really important thing to us, and it's God gave us this, right? If you study the revolution, over and over and over, there were things that the people involved in it say that this was proof of God's, he had his hand in it. There's the Battle of Brooklyn, the Battle of Trenton, the Battle of Yorktown, the Battle of Saratoga. All of those had some very, very strange things happen. When the battle was started, there was no chance we were going to win against this just immense British army, right? I mean, the war was going to be over. That was it. But in each case, some strange little thing happened, and here we are. The British actually said, and it's obvious that God's got some affinity to these people because he keeps helping them.
Right.
Right? And people don't understand how big this army was that came. What do you think happened on the 4th of July? A lot of people get this wrong.
What happened on the 4th of July?
They didn't sign the Declaration of Independence because all they had was a marked up, draft of what it was going to be. They had to send out, get a piece of parchment, have somebody because if you look at it, it was all handwritten, it wasn't printed. It took a month. They didn't sign it until August 7th. So on the 4th of July, they just approved it. But when they approved it, the British Army had already begun showing up in New York Harbor. There were 120 ships there. They'd never seen that many. But by the middle of August, it was 400 ships. Right? Nobody had ever seen this many ships. It was just a huge transport to get the army all the way over here. And there were 3 ships that had more cannons on individual ships than we had in our whole army.
Wow.
And there were a bunch of ships that had huge numbers of. This is the army we were fighting. We didn't have a professional army. Everybody volunteered. They were all willing to give their lives for this because this was a place that God gave them something they couldn't get anywhere else. So we feel we trust in God. If we follow his commandments, then we don't need a strong government. It's like this. If you can make up your own morals, well, you can change them. And if you can make yours up, I can make mine up. Mine may not match yours. Well, that just creates chaos.
Right.
So now we need a government that's going to kind of try and make us follow some kind of rules, so the government's going to make up rules. Well, neither one of us may like the rules they come up with. So that was the thing about us having a limited government, that it can only do a handful of things, and its purpose is just to see that if I do something bad to you, I'm going to get punished. That's its only reason for being. But if I'm trying to live by a set of rules that I want to live up to in order to be comfortable in the presence of God when the time comes, then that's the limiting factor to me. And if you have the same attitude, we're going to get along a little bit better because we're following the same set of rules. And then when the Declaration of Independence, that one paragraph, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's where it ends. But it's the next phrase that's the most important. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the government. So that's what our government is supposed to do, just to secure our rights. It's not supposed to tell us what kind of car we can drive, what kind of stove we can have.
Right.
The federal government has no business doing that at all. But most people don't even know that sentence. It's not taught in school anymore. So this is where I think there are people out there that they want power. They don't want us to know our history. They don't want us to know how we got here to where we are now and why we are exceptional. Not that you and me are exceptional people, but the government allows us to become exceptional people. And the country's full of them. And we believe that's all done by the hand of God.
So what's kind of the opposition that you have had with this? Because you've had a lot of support from this. A lot of people are very excited. A lot of us signed it. What's some of the opposition that you had? I know you said a little bit was that people don't want to be told what to do, and that's kind of...
I have this... there was somebody in our church said this several years ago. There are people who will give up their sins in order to be comfortable in the presence of God. And there's people who will give up God in order to be comfortable in their sins.
Okay, that's a good point.
Because their sins are more important to them.
Right, it's whatever we value.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of examples. I'm just using this one, the idea of homosexuality. I had two brothers who were homosexual, and I love them to death, right? They both passed away, but it was a deal. How do you deal with that? Well, homosexuality is a sin, period. This is one of those things where you say full stop, and there is no argument against it. But neither is beating your wife. I mean, it's a sin also, right? One isn't worse than the other, or one's better than, they're both sins. The idea is for you to figure out a way to not commit the sin. And it's up to you. That's between you and God. If you give up God because your sin's more important than Him, well, then you've given up the idea of what religion is, and you don't think that religion should have anything to do with your life. And so people just look down on, religious people as we're following some ancient old thing that science has proven that isn't worth anything anymore. We believe they're wrong. We believe God's still in our life every day. I know He's affected me in several places. So if you believe in God, you sign the thing, you probably have something in your life that has convinced you that He knows you. He's done something because He knows you. And He's done what He did because He knew it would affect you.
No, for sure. And so right now you have, how many signatures do you have? And how many?
We haven't counted them, but I know we're in the hundreds. I was kind of hoping we'd end up with 1,000, but it's hard to get signatures.
Well, you're doing it you're doing it by meeting people, and that takes time. But it's great because people can ask you questions, and so it's good overall. How many are needed, or they just get as much as you can?
Yeah, there is no number because this isn't a real petition.
Right.
We're just trying to collect as many so we can show that the city council, they were worried about, they don't want to impose this on the city.
Okay.
Right? They want to know that there's people out there that want this. Not even Diane. She when we did this, she said she's been wanting to do this, but she doesn't want it to start with her. So when we brought it up, she just, oh, great, here we go. So now we've got her. So that was what they were worried about. They put out last week I don't really know what you call it, but you can go and do a QR code, and this whole page comes up, and in there is take the survey. So you can fill out a survey as to what you believe, right?
Where can we do that at?
Did I bring them with me? Yeah, right here.
Perfect. So QR. And I'll try to get this. If there's a website to this that I could tell the viewers to go on to.
Yeah.
So this is actually on the City of Clovis website?
The City of Clovis put it out. I don't know if you could get there by going to the cityofclovis.com.
I think so, because that's in the QR code.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if we feel passionate about it, we can actually go to the City of Clovis website.
And they have a survey, which is probably going to get more people than we've got signatures
That's
on.
great. Okay, so the survey kind of goes into that.
And tomorrow tomorrow night, they're looking to have people come to the council chambers and express their own views.
Wow. So that should be, is that open to the public?
Yeah.
Okay, and all of this I think is on this website, the city of
Oh yeah,
Columbus
yeah.
website.
The invitation to come and.
Yeah. Oh, these QR codes, man.
Well, you know what I have problems with is I can take a picture of that and send it to somebody, but I don't know how to get it off my camera. I mean, if you sent that to me on my phone, okay, now I got it on my phone. How do I take a picture of it?
So the survey, whether to add national
Yes.
motto to Clovis City Council
Yes.
members. So this, if you guys just go to the city of Clovis, this does pop up. So that's perfect. And then it says Council Chamber National Motto Service. So this is really awesome because everyone can just do this in the comfort of their own home. I encourage everyone to do this. Do you have a social media you could share with our viewers?
I don't. I'm not really good on
What
those
about,
things.
do you have like a Facebook?
I have a Facebook account. It's Bill Rita Scott. Both me and my wife just share the.
Oh, Bill
the
Rita
one.
Scott. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we can also go in there because if anybody has any insight or wants to answer your questions, you're so fascinating. And I'm just going to tell everybody that they should go and talk to you. And also, you're really good in the community. You know about what's going on. You want to see change. And I love that. So people can reach out to you about that because you really go to a lot of these community events.
Yeah.
You've been at it for a while, huh?
A couple of years. I was a truck driver all my life. And I tell people, you don't work a lot when you're driving a truck, but you work a lot.
You can't be at all these
gone.
things.
You're just
Right,
gone
you can't
all
be
the
at
time.
any of these things.
So all I could do was listen to Rush Limbaugh. So once I retired, though, I started looking for things to get involved in, and this was one of them.
Well, we appreciate your efforts. All our viewers are going to do, we're going to do whatever it takes to help you. And this is really easy because everyone could just go to the city of Clovis, buy their great little survey, very easy. And then they might reach out to you on Facebook, so you better check that often.
Okay.
People can actually come in person and sign that because I know you're at events every week and we can meet you and see you at your events. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh we are distressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh I must confess dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.